This is from Failed Evolution over on the Reddit subsection. That's where this article comes from. Thank you, Failed Evolution, for sharing this. So here's what happened. In a disgusting move, Jeff Bezos abruptly cuts health benefits for nearly 2,000 part-time Whole Foods workers. I am in shock. Here's what one of the employees had to say. I am in shock. I've worked here for 15 years. This is why I keep the job, because of my benefits. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos on Thursday cut benefits for part-time workers at his grocery chain Whole Foods, drawing criticism from the left for a move that could leave thousands of people without health insurance. Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world, Boston-based activist Jonathan Cohn said on Twitter. This is disgusting. Jeff Bezos makes over $3,000 a second. A second. Jeff Bezos just made about 10 grand. Jeff Bezos just made about 20 grand. Jeff Bezos just made about 30 grand. I'm going to do this for like 40 more minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Don't. Do you guys get it? You guys, Jeff Bezos just made like 6 figures. And that's the truth. And he won't give, and now he's cutting health insurance benefits. First of all, this is why we need Medicare for all right here, because you have people like Jeff Bezos who are billionaires who will never want, ever, who have more money than they could spend in multiple lifetimes. Their families will never want. Their children's children will never want. They are rich beyond comprehension, and they're cutting benefits. Why are they doing that? Because at this point, it has nothing to do with economics from where they're sitting at this point. It's an ego thing, and it is a disorder. I mean, to have that amount of greed and that amount of just disregard for you don't get to be a billionaire, honestly. Okay? It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You screw people over in the process. You hurt people in the process. That's how you become a billionaire. And there shouldn't be billionaires. There should be protections in this country so that one person cannot amass that much wealth. Well, half the people in the country can't afford a $1,000 emergency. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen in a society. And this is why you want employers to be responsible for people's health care, or you want to have a plan where that can still happen, where employers can still pull stuff like this. So then you have a plan where some people have employer-based health care and they have private health insurance. Other people, they pay into a system. So you get people who get screwed over by their employers, or sick people that don't have anywhere else to go. And then you can throw up your hands and say, oh, a national system doesn't work, when a Medicare for all system would work, because that's what most of the industrialized world has, and it works there. It would work when you have everybody in the pool. It would work. That's why, option, choice, blah, blah, blah. It's all nonsense. What choice do you have? The choice to get sick and die? And yeah, there's nothing. What else can you say about this other than, yeah, this is beyond disgusting. This is light years beyond disgusting. And you know what else this is? This is capitalism. This is what capitalism is. Because you're concerned about the bottom line at all costs. And you see your workers and the human beings who allow your business to be possible. You see them as just disposable widgets. This is capitalism. And I am so sick of the United States. We have been fed this bullshit for so long that somehow all of these other factors are somehow linked to capitalism when they're not. The entrepreneurial spirit is not unique to capitalism. Being a creative professional is not made possible because of capitalism. Philanthropy, Bono from U2, if you're listening, I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you don't listen to this show. But Bono, philanthropy is not because of capitalism. Good deeds happen in spite of capitalism, not because of it. We link all these other things to capitalism when they're not. There's no association. Capitalism is the issue. It always does the exact same thing whenever it is tried. Whenever it is tried, it does the same thing. So is there a moral way we can have a No, there's not, because that's not what capitalism does. You realize that in a market socialism economy, you still have all the things that we associate with entrepreneurship and the free market. You still have that in a market socialism economy. You know that, right? You do. The only difference is workers have rights. That's the difference. Workers have rights. Jeff Bezos does this. This is capitalism at work. The person who has a dream and is trying to be a musician or a poet or a comedian, that's not capitalism, okay? That's not capitalism. That's the human condition to want to create. That has nothing to do with an economic system, all right? That's not capitalism, okay? The person who wants to start a pizza shop and they're able to do it, that's also not capitalism. Again, in a market socialism society, that same thing can and would happen all the time. All the time. That's not capitalism. The fact that we went to the moon, that's not capitalism. That's actually quite the opposite. That's when we had a strong middle class. So there was a garage inventor mentality in this country, and we flourished because of it. That's not capitalism. This is capitalism. Jeff Bezos taking healthcare away from his part-time employees, some of them who have relied on it for 15 years, just because he can. Just because he saw something in his bottom line he doesn't like, and that guy makes $3,000 a second. That's capitalism. That's what capitalism is. Charitable acts to help hungry people, Bono from U2, is not capitalism. Capitalism has never lifted anyone out of poverty. So let's stop conflating other things with capitalism that have nothing to do with capitalism. Let's stop equating these positive things that aren't bad things in and of their own with capitalism. They can exist. Yeah, markets exist in a capitalist society, sure. But that's not exclusive to capitalism or because of capitalism. You get the idea? All right. This is capitalism. This right here. You want to know what capitalism? What capitalism is? This right there. Jeff Bezos abruptly cutting health benefits. The richest person on the face of the world, who will never want, his children will never want, his children's children will never want. He makes $3,000 a second. He just wants to take healthcare benefits away from his most struggling employees because he can. And we have an employer-based healthcare system, so something like that's very catastrophic. If we had an actual Medicare for all universal system, this wouldn't even be a headline. This wouldn't even be in the news because he wouldn't be providing healthcare in the first place. Unreal. All right. So that was nauseating, wasn't it? How disgusting. Oh, and we're supposed to celebrate people like him too, by the way. We're supposed to celebrate. People like him are supposed to be revered. They're supposed to be revered as if you work hard, you too can do stuff like that. No. If you work hard, you can do great things, but you do not become a billionaire ethically. It doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. We should stop celebrating these people. Stop celebrating Jeff Bezos. And if you're on the left and you like Jeff Bezos because he doesn't like Trump, you think he dislikes Trump because of Trump's awful policies? No, he dislikes Trump because they're having a measuring contest. And you picked your plutocrat like a sheep. You don't have to pick a villain. Unbelievable. I had someone once say, you don't like Jeff Bezos? He doesn't like Trump. I'm like, what planet are you on? Jeff Bezos doesn't like Trump, so he must be a good guy, right? No, they're both horrible. You don't have to pick a villain. Pick your plutocrat, pleb. Well, I'm not picking my plutocrat. I'm not picking my plutocrat. Not now, not ever.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah. me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your